Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. I'm so glad that you decided to join me today, and as many of you know, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm located here in Gastonia, North Carolina. Thanks again so very much for deciding to spend a little bit of time with me. I have been kind of MIA for the last little bit because between a trip to the beach over the 4th of July to going through some issues with my kidneys, and many of you know how that is, and some of you know what I've been going through. I have not been in my craft room as much as I would like to. Then I came down with vertigo. So there you go. I mean, it's just been like one thing after the other. I do feel a little better today, even though any sudden movements will still send me in a tailspin. But nevertheless, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And we're going to look at some of the, one of the Christmas sweets that I literally did not realize was going to be one of my favorites. But I did a little experimenting today. But before we get going, and this is the card, I'm going to turn it over here so I don't forget to show it to you, because sometimes my mouth will override my brain. I know y'all find that hard to believe, right? But anyway, if you spend $50 before shipping and tax in my online store with Stampin' Up!, you will receive a free gift from me. You will also get in a drawing for a special free gift at the end of each month or the beginning of the following month. And it's just a way of me saying thank you so much for choosing me as your demonstrator. And I had told some of you earlier that if you had not received your mini catalog, which is this one right here, along with your celebration catalog, to please let me know. But I did contact Stampin' Up! And they said the catalogs were going out this week and everybody should have them by the end of next week. So if the end of next week comes around and you still have not received your catalog, please email me. My email is listed in the video description below, and I will personally make sure that I mail you out one out of my stack of catalogs. I do pay Stampin' Up! To send out the catalogs when the new catalog comes out, so it's not like Stampin' Up! Decides to send y'all one for free. I pay for that. And but sometimes with the mail service, not everyone gets their catalog. So if you still have not received your catalog, I want you to have one. If you made a purchase in my online store in the last year, you were on my list to receive one. And if you had emailed me and asked to be on that list, you were on that mailing list to get one. So again, if you have not received your catalog by the 31st of July, please, please, please reach out to me and I will make sure that you get one in the mail. And during that time, if you haven't received a catalog, I will share with you the PDF catalog, so that way you can be able to look through the catalog, and when it goes live, as they like to say, when I say it's available online, that means that you can shop from it, and that will be August the 3rd. So you have until August 3rd before you can purchase any of these products. But I know everybody's anxious to see the Christmas catalog, even though they don't call it the Christmas or the holiday catalog anymore. I still like to call it the Christmas catalog. But it's not just Christmas, it's holiday, it's Thanksgiving, it's Halloween, it's fall, and oh yes, so much Christmas. It is gorgeous. But anyway, you will see my host code drop in right about here, and if you use that host code, please, 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 if you place an order with me, use that host code. That helps me be able to offer bigger and better gifts to all of you that do shop with me. So if you, I'm going to straighten my camera just a hair because I can see that it's just a little bit off. Let's see if that's a little bit better. Makes me a little bit straighter. But I do like to be able to give better gifts than what I have been giving. But it's such an expense out of my pocket to be able to do nice gifts. So if you would please just, you know, be so kind as to use that host code, and that will ensure that I can afford to purchase, because it gives me stamping rewards. When you don't get stamping rewards on a $50 order or a $100 order. You have to spend $150. So if you do spend over $150, do not use the host code. I will see your order. You will automatically be in the drawing. You will automatically receive a free gift from me as a thank you. So, but if it is less than that, please use that host code, and it helps me to give y'all better gifts. Okay, with all that being said, we are going to get started on our project. Okay, after playing with this suite today, I saw this fun fold card that was called a corner tuck card, and I made this one just using the pretty pumpkins, and those are new as well, and I don't have that set here where I can reach it, but I was just playing around because I wanted to see how this fold worked, and I really liked it. So because I did, I thought, okay, let me pull out some paper, and I'm going to show you what I made. I made this using this Whimsical Trees and the Christmas tree dies that goes with that. I did not use the paper. I actually used a piece of the free paper that, let me see if I can find that, and I'll pull it and show you exactly what it looks like. Oh, come on. It was right here, just in my, here we go. It's called the Peaceful Prince. And this is a free 12 by 12 paper pack that you can get starting August the 3rd. This pack of paper is free with a $50 purchase. Not from me, but from Stampin' Up. And this is gorgeous, and it actually coordinates with the Peaceful Deer bundle. So, I mean, it's just a beautiful paper, and I used this piece right here because I thought it was so pretty. And I didn't care that much for the back of it, but I liked the front, so I chose to use that piece. I mean, this paper is beautiful for a free pack of paper, and you get 2 sheets of double-sided paper. Beautiful, beautiful paper. And I'm going to show you the card that I made. And I was real pleased with the way this little card came out, considering it was just something I threw together. But I thought it turned out really, really cute. We got some bling going on. We've got the candy stripe. I used the soft sea foam in the back, but I wish I'd done that in a little darker green. Maybe the Granny Apple or the Old Olive, or maybe even a Mossy Meadow. But that's the way the card looks, and you can see that this tucks up underneath there to hold it in place. And this actually looks like a little Christmas pin. And this was done, totally done, by using this stamp set and these dies. And I'm going to show y'all how to do that. I think it's so cute. But what I'm going to do this time, instead of using the gold and the reds, I'm going to use the suite of paper that comes with this called Whimsy and Wonder. And y'all saw me drool over this paper the other day when I did my unboxing. And I overlooked probably 8 stamp sets that I did not show you that were standalone stamp set, and one that was a bundle. But you will see those as I work with them throughout the next couple of months. So, I mean, we've got a little ways till Christmas, and we are going to have so much fun with all of this beautiful stuff from Stampin' Up. The first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and cut a card base, and I'm going to use the Blushing Bride. And we're going to cut this card base. Let me pull my piece. I meant to pull this before I started, and I totally forgot. I also have some of the silver foil that we're going to use for our little banner, and just some decorative edges and things like that on our card. But I'm going to lay that over there for right now. The first thing I want to concentrate on is our Blushing Bride. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. Or actually, I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4. I think 4 1/4. Let me make sure I'm cutting this to the right size. You know, when you do it, and then when you come back and you try to replicate it, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, what was that? It is 8 inches by 4 1/4. So yeah, 4 1/4. So we're going to do 4 1/4 on the 11-inch side. So I got the 11-inch side up in the top of my trimmer, the long side. So I'm going to bring it over to 4 1/4, and I'm going to close that up and slice. And then we're going to cut this down. We know this is 8 1/2, so I'm going to take a 1/2 inch off. Rather than pulling my arm out, I'm just going to do a little cheat, and I'm just going to take a 1/2 inch off there. And now we're gonna score this at 2 and, let me look at my notes, 2 1/2. So at 2 1/2, we're gonna score right about there. Give that a nice score. And now we have our card base pretty much. I'll tell you what, while we're at it, let's go ahead and cut a 3 by 3 inch piece off of this. So I'm going to do a 3 by 3. And we need some white as well. So I'm going to grab a piece of basic white. Oh, and I just threw cardstock everywhere. Alrighty. This is a 1/2 sheet, and I'm going to cut this at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So you're going to need one piece that size. Oops, wrong blade. Alright, we got that one cut. And we're also going to need another 3 by 3. So I think this right here is 3. And so let's cut this off at 3. And then we're going to cut some decorative paper as well. So I'm going to cut a piece of this at 3 inches. Love, love, love this paper. It is so gorgeous. So I'm going to slice up on that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I did do it at 3. And I'm going to come across here and cut another piece at 3. I think one piece of that is all we're going to need for right this minute. If we need more, we can cut it. So, at this point, what we're going to, we are going to need more. We are going to fold this over, and I'm going to give this a nice crease using my bone folder. And I'm going to need a piece of our designer series paper that is 3, let's do 3 1/8 by 4 and, I think this was 4 1/4, so 4 1/8. 2 and 3/8. 2 3/8 by 4 1/8. So 2 and 3/8. I'll tell you what, let's cut it off this way first. What did I say? 4 1/8. By 2 and 3/8. I just want a hint of the pink to show around this. So this is going to go down right here. And that's so pretty. Look how soft that looks. But yet, I mean, these are such untraditional colors for Christmas, but yet they are just absolutely stunning. So the other thing that we want to do is we're going to take one of our 3 by 3 inch squares, and we are going to put this in the track of our trimmer, and we're going to cut this into a triangle. And don't be intimidated by triangles. If you line up your point in your track, hold it with your finger and pivot the other side over, and then double check to make sure that side didn't move. Bring your blade up to the middle of your paper, sink your blade, slice up and down. You will get a perfect triangle every time. So that's going to be a piece for that, and we also need to cut this into a triangle. So again, the same thing, just put it into your track, pivot, check it. If it moves, then just move it back over, just like that. That looks pretty good. Always go to the middle, sink it and slice. And now we have this piece that's going to go on to this piece. And all this is going to do is not to be seen. It is going to give just a little stability to that piece. So that's the reason why we're going to put that on that piece. All right, we got that much done. So before we go any further, we need to decide if we want to do any stamping on our card base. And I would say yes, we do. And I am going to need another, oh, we got 2 of them. Okay, we got 2 of those, so we're good. All right, so now the question is going to be, what do we want to stamp on here? Let's look at our stamp set. And I absolutely loved this, and I think what I want to do is I want to stamp that, and I want to stamp it tone on tone on my Blushing Bride with Blushing Bride. I think that will be very, very pretty. It's going to be soft, but it's going to look very elegant. So I'm going to grab a stamp block. I am going to grab my stamp, and I think this little piece is so cute. I mean, look at that. It's like a little holly leaf with some little swirls and 3 little holly berries, and it basically emulates what we have on this paper. See, the same design. I wonder if those dies would cut that out. That would be so cute. Let's see. Let's see if the dies will fit over that. You know, we don't know if we don't try. So here's our little die. So let's look and see. Yeah, it looks like it's a little bit bigger, but that's okay. That is all right. It looks like the die's a little bit bigger than that, actually what's on the Designer Series paper. But you know, it all coordinates so perfectly together, so we're still good to go. So I'm going to move my stamp set over. I'm going to pick this up on a stamp block. And I'm using a C block. Yeah, a C. Alright, so I'm just going to stamp into the ink, and we might need a little piece of grid paper under here. So let's, I need to grab a clean piece. Can y'all believe I didn't have a piece? Now, here we go. A little piece of grid paper will keep me from getting ink on my table. So I'm just going to stamp just randomly. You don't want any rhyme or reason for how you stamp this. You want it to look very whimsical, and you know, nothing really matching or going in any set pattern, just kind of willy-nilly. And you can turn your paper. Sometimes that's a better thing to do than constantly turning your stamp. Turn your paper, because then you're getting different directions with every turn. Try to keep that on your piece of grid paper. And some of this is going to get covered up, and that's okay. I'm all right with that. I just want to get a nice covering all over that inside area. So I'm going to just stamp this off, kind of clean it, give it a good little clean. That just helps me clean it off so I'm not getting as much ink on my chamois. So that's all done. So let's go ahead and put this up. And we need to actually build our our Christmas tree. So before we do that, let's go ahead and adhere this piece down. And I'm going to do that with some Stampin Seal Plus. This is my favorite Stampin Seal. I like it because it is so strong and you only have to use a tiny bit of it. So really it might cost a little bit more, but it's cost effective because you don't use nearly as much of this as you do, and it's super, super strong. So I'm going to open that card out like that to make it easier for me to put this down, and hopefully easier to get it lined up. So I'm looking up in my camera to make sure that I'm in frame, and press that down. Oh, so pretty. Look how soft that looks. And then I'm getting that reflection of the foiling in that paper. Oh, it's just so pretty. Okay, if you noticed on this card, I did the Christmas tree in that red and green. This one, I want to do it more in the soft succulent and the pinks. I think it will play well with that because it's just so pretty. So I just can't help myself. So I'm going to bring over another piece of my basic white cardstock, and we are going to grab our stamp, and I'm going to do that tiny tree, this little one right here. Isn't that so cute? I mean, just how stinking cute can a tree be? No cuter than that, that's for sure. So I'm going to try to get that lined up about there. And we're going to lay that up there for right now. And I'm going to pick this up. And I've got my soft succulent. And you know, the strangest thing, it did not call for soft succulent in here. Mint Macaron. Mint Macaron. Let's try the Mint Macaron. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do them in both colors and see which one I like the best. Because I was really thinking, okay, maybe it is the Mint Macaron. We're going to do it first in the soft succulent. And I'm going to stamp it. That does appear a little dark, doesn't it? So I'm going to clean my stamp since I'm going from darker to lighter, just to make sure. And since I did wipe it off on the chamois, I'm just going to stamp off to the side and make sure I got all that ink off and absorb the water. And then we're going to go in with this, and this is the Mint Macaron. Oh my word, it is definitely the Mint Macaron. Stampin' Up is never wrong. So we are going to go with that one because I like it. I really like that, and I think it's going to play in so well with the colors that I have chosen. So we're going to cut that tree out. So I'm going to put that soft succulent back up, and we're going to keep this one out with our Blushing Bride, since we will probably revisit that. Let me get the little die, and I am going, for the sake of time, I'm not going to bring my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine over, because y'all have seen me die cut many times, and I am just lining it up. When you line up your dies, you want to make sure that none of your white is showing. So around your edges, and if you do that, you're going to get a good cut every time. So I'm going to put that into my machine and crank it through and bring it back, and then we are going to lift this up, and look at that. Is that not perfect? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, we have our tree. So now we need to we need to do our little embellishments. So I've got a little piece of the Blushing Bride right here, and we are going to take the dies. I'm going to put this one back on, and I'm going to grab the little Christmas balls. Look how cute these are. They're so stinking cute. And we're going to go ahead and run those through just like that and cut those out, and we're probably going to cut 2 of them. I don't know that we're going to need 2 because I cut 2 of the red ones and I didn't need that many. How many did I use on the red card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we'll be fine. I don't think it needs any more than that. And if we do see that we need more, we can always cut out another one. And I want y'all to look how tiny these things are. They are super, super tiny. And I'm going to try my best to lay them down right side up. It makes it so much easier when you get ready to put them on your card if they're already the right side up. So I'll tell you what, let's get a little spatula and see if we can round them up that way. That might be the easier way. I think they flipped, but that's okay. That is all right. I think we got enough with those. So let's put our die back in here. And move that over there. Now we're going to need to work on our corner up here. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's bring these dies back in because we do need to do one more thing. See this little piece here as well as the big one here? These 2 pieces actually cut your garland for your Christmas tree. So if you noticed on this card, you see the gold? That was cut with this little piece. So all I've done was took and it's stitched, so it's absolutely adorable. Being stitched gives it that extra little whimsy look that makes it super, super cute. So I'm going to cut this out, but I'm going to use a piece of silver. I think a piece of silver on this is going to accentuate it much better than gold. So I'm going to look and see if one of these pieces will work. And you know what? It will. Yay! I love it when I don't have to cut another piece of my foil and I can make a scrap work for me because, you know, we love to use up our scraps. I know I do. I always feel like I've accomplished something when I can use a scrap and not have to worry about another piece of cardstock. Wait till you see how cute this is. It is adorable. So here's our piece. I'm going to drop it and see if it'll come out. Almost. Oh, there it went. Look how stinking cute that is. But we need to put our balls on. So we are going to get our balls and put them on first. Or no, I think I will put this on and then we'll put our balls on. That way we can put it in between. So the way I did it before is I grabbed my silicone craft mat. You can tell I still got glue all over this, so I need to see my glue. I need to clean it, but I figured I'll clean it after I finish this card because I knew I would need it again. So I am going to turn this upside down and I'm going to grab a fine tip bottle of glue and I am going to come in and just put dots. See if I can get that going. Dots. And this is where I want to use a pair of tweezers to pick that up with so I can sit it exactly where I need it. So here is my tweezers. And I'm going to go up underneath that, bring it around. If you got glue on the front of it, just use your finger and wipe it off. Let's go right up here. and see if we can sit this down. I'm gonna bring this piece over, and then we're gonna sit this down just about like that and just press it. Oops. And now we're ready to do our little balls, and for that I need the help of my Take Your Pick tool with the putty end on it. So what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of this glue, and I'm just going to put some dots like that onto my silicone craft mat. This is the easiest way to do this without getting it all over everything. So there, we're just going to sit that into that glue, and we're going to hang an ornament there. And let's grab another one. Just like that, and sit it in the glue, and put one right there. And let's grab this one. Let's put one right here, and let's turn this one over, pick that one up. And you hear snorting in the background, that's Chobi. He's over there grunting and rooting and doing something with one of his toys. He's always playing. So I'm going to grab this one and put that in the glue and hang that one right there. See how much easier you can hang them once you get the little garland on there. It just makes it so much easier. I want that one right there, and we're going to do that last one right about here. Isn't that so cute? I mean, how stinking adorbs is that? Love it. We're going to come back and bling up the middle of that one as well. So we're not done. I'm going to leave that over here and let it dry while we go ahead and assemble the rest of our card. Now for this piece, we're going to put down some glue. And the reason I'm using glue on this one is so I can move it around to get it just on there exactly even like I want it. So I am going to take this and I'm going to sit it into that triangle just like that and press it, and then I'm going to look at the back side and wiggle it just a little bit and press it again. And if you see that you're off just a little bit, you can always take a pair of long scissors and trim that if you see the need for it. I really don't think this little piece right here is going to matter. But we'll trim it anyway. That was just barely a hair. So now this is going to go on this corner all the way into that corner. But in order to do that, we need to put dimensionals, but we want one here, and one there. We do not want anything that's going to keep you from sliding that edge up underneath this right here. So I'm going to turn it over. Remember, here, here, and here, leaving this long edge open. So Stampin Dimensionals, and I'm using the full size. These will work. One right there, one right there, and one right here. Just like that. And now we're gonna go ahead and put that pin back in my glue, and I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to see if I can get these all lifted up at the same time. There we go. And now this is ready to sit down right into this corner. Now I like to hold it to this edge just like that, and then follow the top of the card down. That way I know that that is going where I need it to go. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to put this piece here, but we're also going to put a piece of white right in the middle of that, because that is what our tree is going to sit on. But in order to kind of jazz this up a little bit like we did the other one, we are going to stamp, and I think I'm going to use my Memento black, and we are going to stamp this in, and I'm looking for my oh, there's my markers. Okay, we're going to stamp this I already have it over here. The same piece that we used all over the card, we're going to use that again. And we are going to stamp it in the top corner. And I think I need my grid paper again, because I am stamping kind of up in the corner. So, like that. And then down in this bottom corner, like that. And that's all we're going to do. And we're going to color that. But I'm not going to use my alcohol markers. And the reason I'm not is this is such a tiny space to color in. I'm actually going to grab my Stampin' Right markers. And I am going to look for my Mint Macaron and my Blushing Bride. Mint Macaron. Must be Blushing Bride. Yep. Okay, I should have pulled those ahead of time. I had my other two markers out thinking I was going to do the same card over, but of course y'all know me, I changed my mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my brush tip, and as I always do when I color, I am going to stick on a pair of bifocals because I just feel more comfortable if I am coloring with those on. And these do look a bit dark, but that's okay, we're going to go with it. Just like that, and I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm going down that leaf and just going in, and it's just, you have a little bit more control with these. They don't bleed out like the alcohol markers do, but they also don't blend like the alcohol markers. So it's kind of a catch-22. So, you know, I love my alcohol markers because they look flawless. But when you're dealing with small areas like this, I tend to go for the Stampin' Right or either colored pencils. You could use either one on here. And I think that looks beautiful. So now I'm going to take the right end, which is this right here, and I'm just going to bring a little bit of color in here. And a little bit of color in there. Just like that. And like that. And like that. Now we're going to do our little holly berries in the Blushing Bride. So I'm going to come in and just do those like that, and these like this. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. So now that is going to adhere onto a piece like this, and we are going to put the word joy on the top and the bottom corners. So I'm going to pull the word joy. I love that. I love that sentiment. We also could use Let Your Heart Be Light. I don't know if that would fit, No, that's a little bit too big. I think that's why I went with the Joy earlier, because this was just absolutely perfect for here and here. And I am going to do the Blushing Bride because I want to keep everything very cohesive. So I'm going to lay those over there. And let's grab a smaller stamp block. This little bitty one will do perfect for this. So I'm going to ink it up. And then stamp Joy. And Joy. And that's so pretty. I love this card. I love the, I just love the stamp set and these dies. I can't believe that I almost didn't order them. It was one of those things that was like, do I really want that? Yeah, I do. All right, that little tree is going to go down right there. How cute is that? And we're going to pop him up on Dimensionals. I'm going to go ahead and close up this ink pad. Yeah, I already put my finger in it. So I can't ever do any stamping without getting ink on me. So it's just who I am. So I am going to put one here and one right here. See if we can get those close enough. Yep, that'll work. And I'm going to take the backers off, and I'm just going to pull these off with my fingers. And let's put that right there in the middle. Okay, so now I am going to, let's see, we're going to put this on here, like so. And we're going to come back and put some of our little gems on that Christmas tree. I think that will really liven it up and make it come to life. So let's go ahead and put a little glue. And I'm just going to run some glue around my edges and a little bit through the middle. And then we're going to sit that down, making sure that we're conscious of our margins, and then press it. Alright, before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the jewels. And for this one, I wonder if I have any stars. You know what? I got these, but I think that gold star, these were in a paper pumpkin, I believe. Oh, we have some pink ones. These were in a paper pumpkin as well. Oh, you know what? Nah, wrong shade. That looks more like it was the petal pink. Yep, that didn't work. Okay, so maybe we won't try to do a star. We could always cut a star, couldn't we? And we might do that. I got a punch because one of the new punches is stars. So there is nothing to say that we can't punch a piece and make us a star for up there. But I do want to do some embellishments, and I am looking for my rhinestone basic jewels, and that's those right there. And I am going to use my putty end of my Take Your Pick. This is perfect for putting down these little tiny jewels. And look how pretty that makes those. Yeah, you use quite a few of these, but I think for the bling, even my husband loved the bling on the card. He thought it was adorable. And he's always my worst critic. So he will always tell me if it doesn't look right. He'll be the first one to say, that just does not look right. But as my little granddaughter, Autumn, she's my biggest fan, so she loves everything I do. Oh, let's see. I want a couple more. I think I put them in the holly leaves on the last card, but I think for this one, I'm going to put them in the middle of the Joy. Isn't that cute? Just a little something extra. I love that. Oh, how cute. I don't know if y'all are getting the effect of that. The camera doesn't do it justice. I'm looking at it in person and then I look at it in the camera. It does not do it justice. I'm just here to tell you. All right, so now what we need to do, we want to make sure that we're getting this where it will tuck, but we also want to make sure that our piece on the inside is going to be hidden underneath this. So I'm going to slide that piece in. And I'm thinking right about there would probably be perfect. So let's open this up. And yep, this piece needs to go right about there. So I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to make myself just a little registration, because you know we can come back and erase that. But that gives me a general idea of where I need to put this. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my message on here first. And I'm going to put, "May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart." I think that'll be perfect on there. And I think I might do it right about here. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to put the little baubles up here? I did it with my other sentiment. Maybe we can do "Let your heart be light." And then put these right here. Or maybe these here and this over here. I like it like that. That'd be a little bit different. Let's do that. We're going to color those as well. So I'm going to grab one block and pick up both of these. Just like that. I'm going to turn it over and grab my Memento ink. And now I just re-inked this, so I'm being very careful. It was a little bit on the dry side earlier. And hopefully we got enough of ink on there, so I'm going to bring that right there. And up. That is gorgeous. Nice image. Okay, I'm going to put my cover back on my Memento ink. And let's bring this over real quick and clean this off. And now we're going to color these, and I want to make sure that I keep them in that same color family. So we are going to color, you know, I did the other ones with the alcohol. We're going to go with this. We are going to go with this. And we're going to do this one, and then this one. Then I'm going to come back with this color and do the bottom. And we're going to do this whole one, this color. And I think we're going to do this one all this color as well. I love that pink. Just like that. So I'm going to grab a gray. I'm going to use this light Smoky Slate. And I'm going to use my bullet tip and I'm going to color these a gray so they'll look like a silver. How about that? Now that piece is ready to go in, So I am going to put glue on it because I want to be able to move it around. I'll tell you what, let's put our other piece on first. Let's get this piece where we want it, which is going to be right about there. So I'm going to use glue, but I'm only going to put about this much. And then we are going to stick that down right about here. Making sure you got it nice and straight. It's very easy because of the optical illusion to not get that on quite straight. So you want to be careful. And now we're going to set this in and we're going to put it right where those registration marks were. And close that up, and it works perfect. So now we're ready to go ahead and put the glue on the back of this one. And I am going to cover up those marks if I can. I'm going to slide that under there. Just like that, and let's see. Yep, it does cover it. So now we'll come back with our eraser, and I'm going to erase. That eraser's making a mess. Let me get my little Bic eraser. These are wonderful and they never smear. Just like that. And now we can tuck this piece up under here, just like that. And there is our little tuck and fold card. Isn't it adorable? I want to pull all of this stuff out of my way. And then I want to zero you in. And y'all will have to tell me which one is your favorite. You know, the traditional colors is the red and the greens, which makes you just think Christmas. But I mean, really, look at this card. I am loving this pink and these the Macaron, the blushing bride. Who would have ever thought these colors for a Christmas card? I probably would have never chose those, but they are just, they're beautiful. They're absolutely stunning cards, and I couldn't be happier with the way both of these cards turned out. Let's go ahead and open our flap, and we can see the beauty of the inside. I love it. I think they're both beautiful in their own right. Both are different. Both is the very same fold. And this particular fold, keep it in your recipes, because your card recipes, because this will be a card that you will be able to make over and over for so many different occasions. And it came together so beautifully. So stay tuned for me next time, because we are going to do a really fun fold card next time. And since I didn't get a video up on Wednesday, I did do the unboxing on Tuesday, but I didn't do anything for Wednesday. I'm going to try my best to put up a video for tomorrow as well. This video that you are watching today, this is going up on Friday. So hopefully I'll have something up on Saturday to kind of make up for not having something Wednesday. But anyway, God bless you all. Thank you again so much for watching. Remember that these items will not be available for purchase until August the 3rd. But you can always head over to my website and take a look. They're running a special on paper that runs through August the 2nd. So all of the, there's like 9 packs of the Designer Series paper. I had a flyer and only God knows where it's at. Is your craft room like mine? Oh, here it is. Hey, how about that? I found it. 15% off. That's like getting free shipping plus a little bit to cover your tax if you have tax in your area. This is a great, great, great savings. The Beauty of the Earth, that is a gorgeous pack of paper. Bloom Where You're Planted, y'all seen me use that over and over. Hand pinned, one of my favorites. The Pansy Petals, you can cut so many of those pieces out just like you can Bloom Where You're Planted. The In the Wild, I picked up a pack of that even though I didn't have the stamp set because I thought the paper was beautiful. In Good Taste, this is a $21 pack of paper, and get the 15% off, and you can really save some money on that. That's all different types of textures and bricks and woods and fabrics. It is gorgeous. Sweet Symmetry, you've seen me use that. Tidings of Christmas, I have not used that one yet. I think I have that on order. And You're a Peach. Beautiful, beautiful paper. So if you are interested in grabbing up some of these papers, remember the sale only runs through August the 2nd. It'd be a great time to go and place an order for some paper and be stocked up and ready to go, because Christmas is coming, y'all. Not only Christmas, but come January, we've got a whole year of card making ahead of us. So exciting. It's such exciting times here at Stamping Up, and thank y'all again so much for tuning in, being a part of my crafty family. I love you all so much, and until we stamp again, remember what I always say. Always let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He's worthy of our praise. So until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.